Mr. Baliga, what's your view on the banking space? Now, banking space has been a major drag on the headliners lately. In the last couple of days, I think it was the correction that we were seeing playing out in HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank that was pulling down the headliners. What's your outlook, especially that at least from a technical standpoint, we have broken that support level of 44,200 levels.
No, I mean, banking space overall, I'm not too bullish, but at the same time, I'm not bearish. I mean, I will not buy fresh. And any upside, especially in the PSU banking space, possibly I'll utilize to exit the holdings which I have. Because one, the PSU banking space, from a level where people had given up on the sector or the stocks, these stocks were like rediscovered about a year and a half back. And after that, we've seen an extremely good move, basically because most of the balance sheets have been cleaned up. They showed, I think, like record profits in the last 4 quarters. So clearly, the stocks had to move, and they have decently well. But from here on, I don't see the next leg of the rally, basically because one, the story is already known, and if you're talking of NIMs, the net interest margins, I think that's more or less peaked out for most of the banks in Q4 and the rest of the banks in Q1. And clearly, I think in Q2, this will be confirmed that the NIMs have started to correct. So when people see that and the performance may not be in line with what we have seen in the last 2 to 3 quarters, we should start seeing further correction in the banking space. But then I think the PSU banks will correct more than the private sector banks because they are the ones which have really done well in the past 6 months.
So, what's your expectation on the private banking pack? Are the valuations looking any reasonable now, given that we have seen a fair bit of correction in the space?
Yeah, in the private sector banks, one of them which I will possibly look to buy would be HDFC Bank. But again, I'm still waiting for a further correction, maybe closer to about 1425 or so. I think that's the level to start buying HDFC Bank. But again, not for a bump up. I think it'll be at least about 2 to 3 quarters before we start seeing a decent move in HDFC Bank because whatever actions this management is taking, the CEO is taking, I think it'll take a while for it to really flow. Show up on the balance sheet. So it will be maybe a 3 to 4 quarters sort of a hold. Only if one has patience of that, should one buy at about 1425 levels.